Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday. How on earth has it got to Monday again? Well, the week's going. First week of March under our hat. Um, yeah, crazy how fast this is all going. But I hope we're all having a good time. I hope we all had a good weekend. We were in different places this weekend. Hubby spent the weekend in Glastonbury doing the Fairy Fest. And then I was in the shop with Karen, blinding day. She did so good. Absolutely amazing. Um, she was in the shop. And then we all went to Glastonbury yesterday for the final day of the Fairy Festival. And it was amazing. Real good weekend. Lots of people. Good to gel. Good to be there. So Monday morning, Leslie Davis. How are you, sweetheart? Hope you're well. I was kind of dipping in last night to Alex and Stacey, but I couldn't have the volume up. But I was dipping in and out. Lucia, how are you? Good morning to you both. And anybody else who's joining in, do comment, do say hello. So Mondays is our grid of the week. To start the grid, to start the week off with this intent. And the card the customer pulled was release. Release. Just take those few moments and just think, release. What do I want to release myself from? Or what do I want to release out into the world? Release, we always think of that negative of letting go, but sometimes it's what's inside of us, and we want to just project that out. We want to release what's inside of us out into the world. So there is two ways to think of release, and I've been thinking long and hard about this for the last few days. Release, because there's quite a lot going on out there. There's quite a lot of things happening that just breathe. Just let it out. Good morning, Janet. How are you, sweetheart? Yeah, how is it Monday again? How has that happened? These weeks are just flying by. This time next week, I'd be another year old. That reminds me. So it feels so. I've just realised I've got no music on, and it feels really awful with there being no background music on. I do apologise for that. Sunday is my special day, and we are going to be at our suppliers. We're going to be buying on the Monday. We're going to be traveling on the Sunday, stopping over so we can get to them nice and early and spend the whole day buying on the Monday. So I'm not going to be here Monday morning to do this video. I don't know what I'm going to do. Can I do it Tuesday morning? I think I could do it Tuesday morning. We should be able to, because I don't want to lose the grid, because I love doing these grids. They're so great. So yeah, we'll treat next weekend as kind of a long weekend. We won't have a Monday. Monday will just be an extra part, because we won't be here. We'll be buying. So yeah, so we'll come on Tuesday, which is then going to throw our week away, because we're thinking, oh, it's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. I'll do the grid Tuesday. I'll do Crystal of the Week Wednesday. And then we'll do the cards on the Friday. Lucia, very fitting right now. Lots releasing required on every level. Isn't it just, if you just, sometimes our tolerance levels can be quite pressed and can be quite okay. Let's just let that go, shall we? Let's just release that. So yeah, definitely we could all resonate with release at this moment in time. But like I said at the beginning, we don't have to think of it as a negative. We don't have to think of what do we need to let go of. There could be something inside our light, that spark that we need to release out into the world to let the whole world see what is inside of us, that inner beauty. Leslie, it was a great night with Stacey. You were mentioned by a few people about how great they thought you were. Oh, bless them. How lovely. Yeah, we were still with our friends. We were having a Chinese. So I did see Alex pop up, and luckily Stacey had subtitles, although I don't know how accurate those subtitles are on Facebook. So I was kind of having a quick look, but I didn't want to be too rude with the company we were around. But morning, Debbie. Hope you're well, sweetheart. Sorry I didn't see you on Saturday, but lovely. And Kay Britter, good morning, sweetheart. And Elaine, good morning to you. So if you like to do a grid, maybe you want to carry a crystal around with you to help with this release, or as always, if we haven't got multiples of crystals to set up a grid, then we can do an altar. We can just get some of the singular crystals we have, and we can make an altar, you know, spread them out, clump them together. Trust in your instincts, trust in your gut feeling of how you want to display these crystals to honor this week of release. We're going to do this grid. Again, our grids are always going to look complex. One, because we are a shop, we have multiples of crystals, so we can do that. And secondly, it's to give you guys more crystals to think about. So you don't have to do anything as complex as we do. Simplify it is the key. To simplify it is really good. Leslie, will you be buying any crystal animals? Carvings is on our list. Carvings will be on our list. Angels, skulls, dragons. Excuse me. Yeah, and whatever we can find. Kerry McCarthy, good morning to you. Top of the morning. Hope you and your wee hubby are great. I don't know why I said we. Wee hubby, that's more Scottish. I do apologise. On that note, I'm going to drop down and we're going to create the grid for release. So this is the card that the customer pulled. They've got Tektite and Ulexite. And in fact, it was quite nice that Ulexite was there because a guy came in earlier in the week to show me his piece. Ulexite is also known as the TV stone. It's quite an incredible crystal. But that's the grid that this card is made. But we're going to do our own version of that. And when I think of release, I feel that emotion. I feel that watery feeling. So whenever there is a release going on, I always bring opals. So this is Madagascar green opal. And I'm putting this in the center because the green, the heart chakra, the green center, this is for us. This is for our self-worth, self-acceptance, self-love, self-knowing. And this beautiful yantra board is, the symbol on that is the heart chakra. It is on the side. This crescent moon should be down here. So it is on its side, just so we can fit it on the camera. So we're using this heart chakra, our centers, to bring in that balance, to bring in that release, to help harmonize that. So the green opal is sitting in the center there, beautiful. With the opals, they have that water to release, helping us to cleanse, helping us to renew, to let go. Or like I said, if we want something within us to go out into the world, then opal is good for that, helping us to go with that flow. So that's going to be our center crystal today and for this week. Then on the outskirts, we're bringing in the peridot, keeping it with the green, but peridot is also used for the solar plexus, helping our power center to recharge, to have that defibrillator moment, that kind of that restart. So whether our heart needs to release or whether our power center needs to release, do we need to release our power? Is someone testing our boundaries? Do we need to stand our ground? Peridot are small, but blimey, they are mighty. They carry a punch. And peridot is going to be the crystal of the week. So on Wednesday, do join me and we'll talk about all things peridot. And to balance out that beautiful peridot, we've got an escapee. I'm also combining that with yellow opal. Again, I mean, just such a beautiful yellow, such a gorgeous, sunny, joyful. So we might want to release that joy, release that happiness, that upliftment. There's no point keeping it to yourself. Release that. Let whoever you're with feel that joy, feel that upliftment, that happiness, that sunshine. There's a lot of dark clouds around the world now. We need to blow them away. Bring in that sun, bring in the light. So beautiful there. Green opal being in the center, accompanied in the first circle with the peridot. Let's kick some ass with the yellow opal. Let's bring in joy, sunshine. So yeah. Then we've got the gorgeous blue fluorite. Focus phone. Got some beautiful blue fluorite here, helping us to keep that positive thoughts, that positive mind. Sometimes it's quite easy to get dragged down, to find yourself being in the thick of it rather than walking in the middle of it all. So blue fluorite is just bringing that beautiful positivity, helping us to keep a positive aura, but also our mind, making sure we're feeding a healthy mind, feed our mind the positiveness. Always look for the positives in things. Never dwell on the negatives, because then that's going to affect our power centers. So that's why we're going to need to bring in the peridot to kickstart our power center, to bring that up a notch, and then the yellow opal to cleanse, but also to feel that joy, that warmth, that bubbly feeling. If I just remove the green opal, because then you can actually see the other side. It's the problem using a big crystal. It kind of blocks half the side. And then I'm bringing the big guns here. I'm bringing Kunzite alongside Hiddenite, the brother and the sister, both part of the Spondermin family. Look, you're losing your price sticker. Stay on, my friend. So just around the leaves, bring the beautiful Hiddenite and Kunzite. They carry the direct energy in their raw forms, which the Hiddenite is. They hold that striation. So again, Hiddenite is there for detoxifying, clearing out the clutter. What have we got? What we're holding on to that we need to let go of? Put that behind you. Let's move forward with that. And with those striations, it's real fast acting. Really get to work with that fast. And then with the Kunzite, helping us to reconnect, helping us to reevaluate. Who are we connecting to? Is there any ties that we don't no longer serve us? Therefore, let's cut those ties. Is there any ties that are not as strong as they should be? So again, with the striations in pink Kunzite, trust in those connections, trust with who you're resonating with, and just cut all of that you don't resonate with. There is so much out there that is just absolute ludicrous, that we just think, no, how? Cut those ties. And the king of release is the gorgeous Smoky Quartz. Smoky Quartz is amazing at releasing negativity. So I'm putting those points, and I've got the points pointing out because the energy of the grid will sink in and go out through those points. So whatever we're releasing, whatever we're letting go of, it's going outwards. If I was going to have the points pointing in, the energy will be coming from the outside and into the grid. So we'll be drawing off from outside influences. But with this, and with the green opal being about us, being about our heart center, we want that to flow out from us. So have those points pointing out. So if you're using points in your grid, just be worthy of where those points going. Where is that flow going to? And again, I'll just remove the center crystal. Let's remove that banner as well. And so that is the grid for release. This is that. Okay. And for you guys there, you may not have all of these crystals, and that's absolutely fine. Like I say, just make a grid with the multiples of crystals you've got. Go round your crystals and just think, what is saying to me I need to release? Trust in what crystal is coming to you when your intent is release. Trust what it is that is jumping out, yanning at you, giving you the wink, the nudge. If you've got the one piece, you've got the option to carry it with you. Maybe it's something work related, something that you need to carry on you to help release while you're doing something this week. You might have multiples of single pieces that may want to come together to form an altar. Or you may have a couple of multiples of the same crystal, in which case sit with them, create a grid. As long as you've got that intent in your mind, you can't go wrong. That grid is going to grow. So beautiful pattern, beautiful energy coming from this. I think we've ticked everything off. You know, we're starting with us. We're starting with that heart energy, feeling that self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance. Yeah. And if we feel that, then put that out there. Give everybody else around you that thought of, oh, actually, we could feel that too. We could feel ourselves with self-love, self-worth. Yeah. The peridot, the kick-ass. Yeah. Do we need to kick up the bum? Or do we need to kick somebody else up the bum? Is somebody testing our boundaries? Are we having to stand our ground? And we've got the gorgeous yellow opal, keeping that warmth, the joy, the uplift, enabling us to keep our head up high through all of this. But again, it's part of the opal family, so there is a cleanse in that. So we may need to cleanse our power center, our solar plexus, as well as cleansing our heart center. Feel that I can do this. Whatever that is, you can do it. Even if everyone around you says you can't, you can. And you can do that with the blue fluorite, with that positive attitude, positive mind. Feed your mind on the positives. Don't allow those negatives going in. And then we've got that combination of the detox, the decluttering with the hiddenite, with the beautiful reconnection or connecting on a deeper level, that trust with kunzite. And the beautiful smoky points, grounding, bringing in this grounding energy. Because sometimes if we're getting a bit too positive, if we've got all this joy and all this power on this grid, we don't want it to go to our head and feed our ego. So the smoky quartz is just holding us, but releasing that negativity. Because the key word today and for the rest of the week is release. So I'm going to pop up. Let me know how you guys feel. Is there any crystals that jump out at you? Is there any crystals that you think, yeah, I might carry this crystal around with me for release? Or I might put this in an altar. I might put this in a grid. Let me know what crystals you feel might be worthy for you guys. And I hope you really like the grid. Good morning, Sally. Hope you're well, sweetheart. Kerry McCarthy, love my peridot that I got from you. It's a little firecracker. It so is. It so is. And peridot, as I said, is going to be the crystal of the week. So Wednesday, I'll be talking more about peridot. And I love it because it's a green crystal, but in the middle, there is that yellow light. There is that, yeah, that bring out that spark, bring out that inner light in you. Kick some butt. Love it. Lucia, beautiful. Love this grid. Thank you. That's beautiful. I'm glad you've liked that. And don't forget, if you make a grid, if you make an altar, if there's crystals you're carrying around with you for release, send me a picture. I love seeing the pictures of your altars, your grids, or the crystals that you're carrying. I love it. Danielle Smith, try not to have the intent to throw them at people. It would be a good release and way to set boundaries, but maybe not very heart-centered. Yes, yeah, not very heart-centered. And yeah, please don't throw stones. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. But yeah, it's tempting sometimes. It is tempting. I completely understand where you're coming through, where Is this crystal meant to calm me, or is it meant to be thrown at you? Let me think of that. Haley, positive one. So if you're looking for a positive crystal to carry around with you, citrine, orange calcite. On this grid here, we've got yellow opal, we've got the blue fluorite. Real good boosters there, and even the peridot, beautiful. Hiddenite, you know, that detoxifying, getting rid of those negative feelings, leaving behind only the positives. And then you've got smoky quartz as well, releasing negativity. Okay, love the grid. It feels strong but gentle at the same time. Yeah, you know, because sometimes if it's an emotional level, we don't want that release to come out fast. This is why I've never gelled with rose quartz. When people are going through emotional stuff, so many people are quick to throw rose quartz at them. Not literally, Danielle, not literally. But I hear so many people saying, oh, rose quartz, rose quartz, rose quartz. But rose quartz is from iron oxide. So iron oxide, which is that red. And that red is strength. So sometimes rose quartz, it can bring it out too fast. So when we're releasing, especially when it's an emotional level, we need to be gentle. We need to be soft. We need to allow it to happen, but on a gentle way. So I always go for manganocalcite. Manganocalcite is beautiful for that. Kunzite, again, it's direct, but kunzite and hiddenite, they both contain lithium. They're part of the lithium family, the spodumene family. So the lithium is calming, it's soothing. So even though we've got that direct, it's not going to be dragging the heartstrings out of you. It's going to be a nice calming way. So yeah, gentle. Don't always go for rose quartz. Rose quartz carries a red energy, and some people just need to sit and just deal with it bit by bit. And sometimes rose quartz can be a bit too fast for that. Good morning, Susan. I hope you are, sweetheart. Haley, I'm not good at being positive. Oh, sweetheart. Yeah, sometimes it can be. Yeah, I mean, at this moment in time, and sometimes when people say things and whatnot, you do sometimes think, oh, gosh, how am I going to keep my head up through that? But try. Have you got any crystals? If you've got any crystals at home, let me know what crystals you've got, and I'll let you know which ones you can pop in your pocket, carry around with you, and hopefully you'll find that that space where you can feel a little bit more positive. Small steps, small steps. Lucia, peridot is my moonstone. Beautiful, fabulous. Leslie, I only have multiples of fluorite and labradorite, so I'd have to make an altar again. Of course you can. Of course you can. I think my black sphere is tourmaline with crystal flecks. Oh, okay. It might be mica in the tourmaline. If it's got a bit of a glittery look to it, the crystal flecks, it might be mica, which is often grown with black tourmaline. But it could be quartz as well. We do get tourmaline in quartz. Sally Pedder, loving this grid, and I feel the strong sense of releasing what does not serve. I felt down all weekend without knowing why. I feel drawn to this grid, and in particular smoky quartz, but also to rainbow moonstone for some reason. Yes, have a lovely day. And to you, sweetheart. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. We have to empathize, we have to sympathize, and there is so much going on. And I don't want to go into too much detail with things that are going on. but it can be tough and it can affect us. So it's, I mean, you know, if you look at, we don't pick these cards. The customers come in, and if I feel the right customer, then I ask them to pick a card for the next week's grid. And if you remember last week, our grid was for protection, you know, and then we've had boundaries, we've had soul journey. So when you think of those, and you know, last week was protection, protecting ourselves, and then this week release, there is a real good pattern coming along. And yeah, it is hard. It is hard to stay positive. It is hard to stay on the, I mean, I watched a very very good video last week from somebody that I follow, somebody who talks a lot of sense. And this lady did a video, and it was about walking the middle path. And that's what we're doing here. We're walking the middle path. And it's the best road to be on. And I really, really amplify that and really want to think, yes, we need to. We can't fall into one side and we can't fall into the other side. We just need to walk the middle path. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm managing to keep my head up. But yeah, you know, we've got friends in many groups, and we've got friends who are on one side. We've got friends who are on the other side. So when we're there, you do feel like you're pushed from pillar to post. But we anchor in. We bring in that smoky quartz. We ground. We release that does not resonate with us. We release that no, let that go. And we just walk and keep that positive. Keep our head held high, and we just need to walk with what resonates with us. Absolutely. Brown Tourmaline wants to be with me. Gorgeous. Fabulous. It is a beautiful grid as always. Thank you, Leslie. Lucia, it's all about balance. It is. It is. And if you think, you know, if you think of Lady Portia, the Lady of Justice, she's the lady who is on the courts with the sword of truth and the scales of justice. And yeah, if you think that you've got to be, you know, balanced, you've got to balance those scales. Definitely. Right. If there's no other questions, if there's nothing more to say. Oh, I did pick a couple of cards. I did pick a couple of cards for you this morning. So the first card I pulled out was from the animal deck. Coyote, wise fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. So that's quite nice. That's quite nice and very apt around the releasing. So many of us, with our follies, with the things that we've done in the past, or what we've done at the weekend or last week, we might find hard to keep positive with that. But just find the teaching. Nothing is a waste. Nothing, you know, we've not wasted anything. We've gone through things to find the learning, the teaching in them. And then the crystal card is calcite, calmness. All chakras. And definitely, like I said before, with rose quartz, sometimes being a little bit too harsh, a little bit too strong. That's why I'm more of a calcite fan than a quartz fan. The calcites are like mattresses. They support you. They allow you to do what you need to do, but they support. So calmness. So if we are going through that releasing time, if it's on an emotional level, the calcites will have you. They will just support you. It's like falling into a temper mattress. It's just like, every part of you is supported and you're able to do what you need to do. So whatever we're releasing, whether we're releasing the positive or we're letting go of the negative, calcite, calmness, and the coyote, find the teachings. Why are we releasing this? You're not the fool, you're the wise fool. And on that note, I'm going to let you guys get off and enjoy the rest of your Monday. Join me Wednesday when I talk all about peridot, the ins, the outs of that beautiful crystal. And then Friday, we'll be doing our cards, our generic cards. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I love you guys so much. Have a great day. Have a great week. And just remember, this release, it doesn't have to be straight away. We just need to do it bit by bit throughout it all. But I'm going to let you all go. Thank you so much. See you all soon. Bye.